Welcome back, faithful listeners, to yet another edition of God is 365. Hi, I'm Brother Ray.
And I'm Pastor James.
We're your hosts and moderators for today's podcast. This podcast is totally dedicated to examining all aspects of God's awesome character 365 days a year, 24/7.
Our objective is twofold. First of all, we want to alleviate some of the mystery and misconceptions that the world and society has about the nature of God. Secondly, we want to give you, our faithful listener, an up-close and personal look into the awesome character of God.
Our hope and desire is that through this podcast, believers and non-believers alike will get a better understanding and appreciation of who God is and begin the delicate daily process of emulating God's awesome character. Amen?
Amen.
You know, Pastor James, there are so many great role models out there to imitate, heroes and sheroes, celebrities and family alike.
Yes.
But absolutely nothing at all can compare to the supreme role model of God Almighty.
You said that right.
Amen. What a world, what a beautiful world this would be if everyone chose to emulate the awesome character of God. Amen.
Amen.
Good morning, Pastor James.
Good morning, Brother Ray.
We want to also say good morning or good afternoon or good evening to our audience, whatever time you are listening to us. Once again, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
We are gazing out of the window of our studio, looking on at Lake Michigan and the wonderful Chicago landscape there, skyscrapers and all of that. And so we're really enthused about today. Amen?
Yes, we are. Amen.
So, as always, we're going to start our podcast with one of our weekly secrets. And these secrets that we are sharing with you are secrets that are going to help to promote and cultivate resiliency. As Christians, as people, we need to be resilient because the slings and arrows of life can knock you down.
Well,
but you gotta get back up. Amen, Pastor James.
Amen.
Okay, the secret that we want to share today is the secret of our words. The secret of our words. You know, words have a power to speak life or death in the life of any given individual. You know, we can, Pastor James, we can uplift people or we can deflate their egos. That's the power. And words can pierce the heart and inspire us, you know, to greater mountains to climb and conquer. Amen?
Amen.
2 Peter 3:2 says, "Be mindful of the words which are spoken before you by the holy prophets." Amen. Psalms 19:14 says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in the sight of the Lord, my strength and my redeemer." Amen.
Amen.
So we want our listeners to take a moment. Are you speaking life or death in your circle of influence with the people that you meet, your relatives, your friends, and even strangers? Take a moment. Ask the Lord to anoint your words as you speak and minister to others. Amen?
Amen. That's true wisdom, Brother Ray.
Thank you. Which, Brother James, Pastor James, that leads us in to the attribute that we're going to discuss today. And that is, God is a God whose word will not come up empty.
Amen. I like that one.
God is a God whose word will not come up empty. And you know, and in some cases, many people use the word void, but they're the same thing. Amen. And when we talk about this of being void and empty, Pastor James, what are we saying? What are we saying when we're talking about this?
When you're talking about something coming up empty or coming up, you're talking about leaving a hole in your life, a hole in your spirit, a hole in your being, something that can't be filled up with anything else.
Hey.
So emptiness. Think about your life. You know, if you didn't have your family, you didn't have certain things. Think about can I be practical? If you had a garage, you didn't have a car. You think about all those things that are empty, that are void, that need to be filled.
Amen. Amen. And that's great. I'll put a ditto on that. And Pastor James, this is a time where this is our last podcast for this year, 2018. And it's during our Christmas holidays. A lot of people are feeling a void in their lives. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping that this podcast today will help fill that void in any of our listeners that are feeling that loneliness and emptiness during the Christmas holidays. Amen.
Amen. Let me just say this because I can't help myself. You're feeling, understand, from family and friends, you're not there to celebrate the holidays, some things trigger some memories. But remember, God is a God who will never leave you nor forsake you. He'll always be there. He's always present. He's a help when you need some help.
Amen.
Amen. As always, we have a very simple and direct methodology on how we will examine this attribute of God. We ask really just 4 basic questions. First of all, what do the scriptures say about this attribute of God's character? Secondly, why do you think God made this attribute a vital part of his character? Number 3, why do we need to incorporate this attribute into our character and daily lifestyle? And fourth and lastly, how can we begin the process of internalizing this attribute into our hearts and our spirits?
Amen. Amen. So without further ado, let's just dive into our conversation, Pastor James. What does the scripture say about this attribute of God's character as his word not coming, returning void, or his word not coming up empty?
Amen. Well, I'll speak right to what we've been talking about. Let me put a tag or sermon or a text on what we've been saying. In Isaiah 55 and 11, it says, "So shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but it shall accomplish that which I purpose, and shall succeed in the thing for which I sent it." I almost want to stop there. I'm sort of excited.